What up to my peoples and welcome to Retro Crunch. And to start off this week's retro pop culture news, with all the news that we've had recently with some iconic 80s cartoons being made into live action films like Voltron and He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, I was kind of wondering if there might be something coming down the pipe pretty soon, and the retro gods, they have not left us wanting for long. According to Deadline.com, Sony has announced that they're making a live action RoboTech film. It's going to be directed by the same guy who directed Hawkeye. Now, this isn't the first time that we've seen news that a live-action RoboTech film was going to be made. Back in 2017, Columbia House, they said they were going to make a live-action movie, but obviously that didn't happen. But Sony seemed like they had been dipping their hand into converting some other animes like One Punch Man, and I think Gantz was the other one. So I was really wondering if maybe RoboTech might be something that they would eventually announce. Now, with this news, I feel like it's kind of put up or shut up though with Sony. So let's see some pre-production news and get the ball rolling before someone over at Sony changes their mind. I'm guessing that we probably won't see this in theaters till like 2023 or even out till 2024. But if I hear anything more about it, I'll let y'all know. Now, for me, 1985 was a great time for robot mechs and robots in general. We had GoBots and Transformers and RoboTech, which if you remember, Jetfire was basically a ripoff of the Macross and RoboTech Valkyrie. I can even recall from around 1985 when Jetfire was on the Transformers cartoon and in stores. I really wanted a Jetfire for Christmas. I mean, it was both Transformers and RoboTech in one. But guess what my parents got for me? A 1984 RoboTech Axiode model. Now, I ended up building this sucker. This is actually not the same one I built when I was a kid, but still, I love this thing, even though I didn't have Jetfire at the time. But I ended up getting Jetfire later anyway, so that made me happy. Anyways, as for RoboTech, I'm really excited to hear some more news on this. And if you grew up watching the cartoon as a kid, I'll link down below if you want to find out more about this through the Deadline article. Then next up, the world's largest gathering of movie theater owners called CinemaCon. It just happened last week, and there's 3 things that came out of it that I want to talk about real quick. All right, number 1, there was a clip for Expendables 4, and I hear it's the last movie that Stallone is going to be making for this franchise. What I don't get is, where's Mr. T? I don't understand why you don't have the man, Mr. T, in this film. T was as big or a bigger action star than most of the people that are even in this movie. Stallone, if you're not going to show Mr. T, I don't think that you are giving all of the fans and audience what they really deserve. And then number 2 from CinemaCon is that there is a Ghostbusters Afterlife 2 that has been announced. Now, this is really cool news. I really love the cast that they put together for the first film. So I am all in on them continuing this Ghostbusters franchise the way that they're doing it. I will say we probably will see a lot more Zedmore in this movie. Probably not the other original cast, but I'm okay with that. As long as we see more of him and a lot more of this cast that was in the last movie, that'll be cool. Then number 3, here's the first look at Margot Robbie in her Barbie car for the new Barbie movie that's going to be coming out July 21st, 2023. I'm not like into Barbies or anything, but I thought that you guys might like to know this news. Okay, when I was like 10, my grandma did get both me and my sister a Barbie horse when we went to visit her, but I swear I never collected Barbies. To this day, I have no idea why my grandparents thought it was a good idea to get both a boy and a girl a Barbie horse. I guess that was the origination of them trying to get kids the same thing. I think I cut all of the hair off the horse after I got it. I'm pretty sure I gave it to my sister after we left my grandparents. I wonder if I actually blew it up with firecrackers. I don't know what happened to it, but I don't have it anymore. I think I painted it G.I. Joe colors. Anyway, speaking of G.I. Joe, if you happen to be following the G.I. Joe toy line, they have a classified figure that's going really strong right now. Well, Hasbro just announced a new figure like out of the blue. So Sergeant Slaughter, he's going to be coming back to G.I. Joe and the Hasbro toy line. If you grew up with G.I. Joes, you know what a big deal this is. So Sergeant Slaughter, He was in the cartoon and in the toy line, and he was very prominent in both. Now, he left the toy line, and people were speculating whether he might be joining the classified line in the future, but there wasn't really any news about it. Actually, there was another toy company that was making a 6-inch figure because they didn't think that he would ever make it into the classified line for Hasbro. But it looks like that's changed, and they are making a 6-inch figure, which I think is really cool. Now, I'm not sure when this is going to be released, though, but I'll link to the Hasbro Pulse site if you want to keep an eye on it. And then on May 6th, the Peanuts Mother's Day special is going to be premiering on Apple Plus. I tell you this not just so you know about this new special, but also May 8th is Mother's Day, so don't forget. And there's a few more stories that I'll link to down below that we didn't cover today, but if you're into retro news and nostalgia stuff from back in the day, I'll see you in the next video. I'll catch you on the flip side, and remember, if it ain't retro, it ain't worth watching.